All right, welcome back everyone dito sa Deep Dive with Richard Hayden. Just in case, baka yung guest natin, tatawagin naman tayo kabilang channel. Just kidding. Thank you so much since andito yung Michelin star apparently last week. Gusto rin natin gawin yung culinary approach natin. So we had Ma'am Heidi Mendoza kanina, napakabait, and then we had Ranjit Rai kahapon. Now naman gusto natin medyo spicy naman para we have the full range of taste. Kaya kasama natin, isa sa ating mga paboritong kasama dito, si former Senator Sonia Trillanes, so of course, is running for mayor of Caloocan. Thank you so much, Senator, for joining us.
Well, thank you very much, Richard, for inviting me again on your podcast.
As always, wow, marami tayong pag-usapan, pero magpakabait tayo ng konti. Well, I mean, let's talk about Senate and Sara impeachment and also the issue of RevGov. But let's first start with the issue of Senate because there are many numbers coming out. So on one hand, the let's go the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? The good is that Kiko at least seems to be very competitive. Bam is not too far. Even some of the less known but up and coming ones like Heidi are also not doing too bad, including in the surveys you have top 25, not bad. Obviously a lot of room for improvement. If you look at the ratio of awareness to satisfaction, there's definitely a lot of room for improvement and optimism. The not so good obviously is mukhang nagka-crystallize yung Duterte base. And Bato had some improvements in some surveys, not in Okta, but in Pulse Asia, for instance. Amy Marcos, sabi nga ni Ronald, hindi ko alam saan ko siya ilalagay, saan ko siya pupulitin. But we know that Amy is much more sympathetic to the other side of the equation than the admin, to be honest about it. And then, of course, kahapon, kausap natin si Ranjit, Prof. Rai, and he was talking about there's always the Robin Hood factor that don't be surprised if Willie Revillame or Bongo might even top the race, right? So there are lots of interesting dynamics here, Senator. What is your read here as a veteran of senatorial race, as someone who was successful also in past in contesting that race? Ano yung mga nakikita natin trend lines and what are the lessons here?
Okay, Richard, I will answer that using our own survey as the reference. So the Magdalo Party List conducted its own survey, which we published this morning. So dun sa Senate, um, talagang ang na-observe namin doon sa results, ang takeaway namin dito, nagkaroon ng increase, nagkaroon ng bump yung mga pro-Duterte senators, particularly si Bongo, si Bato, um, and some others sa baba. Ngayon, yung generally nagkaroon ng decline yung iba because based on compared to the last survey that we had, which was November, nagta-tighten na yung race. So nagkaroon na sila ng since the filing noong October, nag-intensify sila ng mga operations, pero um, hindi pa ito fully na factor in yung proclamation nung Marcos slate kasi they only had the proclamation rally just this week, I think, last week for that matter.
Right. So hindi
Because we
cover to ng
conducted,
survey.
nagkanda kami ng survey February
Can
5
you give,
to
yeah, can you
7.
give the dates, Senator? So what are the exact dates covered by this survey, just for people to have reference
Okay.
point?
February 5 to 7.
February
Okay.
5 to 7, okay.
Yes. And um, what is different with our survey compared to the others is we compare apples to apples. Kasi yung PALS and SWS, nagbabago sila ng mga sample areas. Hindi nga eh. It is not homogeneous. Mindanao is not homogeneous. Visayas is not homogeneous. Luzon is not homogeneous. So you cannot say Northern Luzon lang or Southern Luzon. So if you pick a sample in Bulacan, this survey, and the next survey you pick a sample from, let's say, Pangasinan, iba yon. Iba
Layo,
yung
yeah.
voter preference nila. Oo. So in our case, we get from all of these provinces pagka nakikita natin na may historically meron silang na historically heterogeneous sila. So meaning iba talaga yung voter preference nila. So, itong survey talagang yung sinasabi mo about Willie Revillame is 13 in our survey. So si Amy Marcos is 14. So, yan. Ngayon both Kiko and Bam they're technically tied sa 16, 17. Ngayon, sa mga surveys kasi hindi na-factor in. Ito yon. Ang mga hindi na-factor in sa survey is yung machinery, yung mga get out the vote, no?
Command vote. Yeah.
Operations. Ayan. Yung command vote, yung sinasabi, yung admin machinery yan. So kung administration ka, historically, nadadagdagan ka ng 5 to 10%. And conversely, kung either independent ka or opposition ka, minus 5 to 10% ka. So we saw these kinds of phenomena during the past elections. Let's say si Senator Grace po noong 2019, in all pre-election surveys, she was number one. Pero nung actual after the elections, she ended up number two precisely because she ran as independent. So yung mga Duterte slate noon, they benefited from the machinery vote, ano? So yun. Tapos wala rin dito yung last minute endorsement ng Iglesia ni Cristo, which translates to around plus 1 to 2%. Pero depende yan. Kasi kung ikaw, mababa ka sa mga surveys ng Iglesia ni Cristo, and yet they ended up endorsing you, yun, mataas-taas yung bump mo. You can, mga sabihin mo na 1 to 1.5%. Kasi kung malakas ka na dati sa Iglesia ni Cristo, tapos in-endorse ka pa nila, wala ganong dagdag yun eh. You'll
Added
just
value. Yung added value.
wala nang added value kasi they would vote for you anyway even without the endorsement. So minimal yung ano. Then, syempre, yung mga um, ano to, mga voter disenfranchisement operations, sample ballot operations, and yung election day cheating operations. So all of these things would
May
factor
advantage
in.
yung machine. Yeah.
Oo. So, hindi kasi in some areas in Mindanao, um wala nang eleksyon. They just fill up the ballots. They just fill up the ballots literally and they feed it sa machine. Kaya makikita mo mga 90% ang 95% ang turnout kahit wala. Tapos practically the same yung voting pattern. Ano yon? Retail cheating naman yon. It's not
And it's not the
the
counting, right? The cheating happened before the counting happened. Yun yung
yes,
nakakalimutan
yes.
ng tao eh. Like a lot of the problems
Oh.
in elections, hindi yung automated counting. It's before the counting happens na machine na yan.
Yes. Oo. So ang tawag natin dito retail cheating kasi manual pa rin siya. Pinifila pa nila yan, then pinapasok. Yung ibang cheating operations, what they do is um, hindi mo nila finifeed. Sasabihin na, sira yung machine, so ilalagay lang muna. Tapos ang gagawin nila, yung mga bakanting mga balota, they fill it up dun sa mga preferred candidates, yung mga prepaid candidates, then isasabay-sabay nila pag-feed pagka ready na sila. So yung mga ganong mga operations, hindi yan factored in sa surveys. Pero ang significant dito, ang observable talaga, yung palpable is yung machinery, yung command vote ng admin. May 5 to
So what you're
10%.
saying, your survey takes that into consideration or not? Hindi ba, di ba?
Sorry?
So your survey takes that into consideration? Siyempre,
No, you
hindi, di ba?
cannot.
So plus
You,
5
you
mo na.
cannot.
Kasi on the day
Oh,
of election
so
pa mangyari yun, di ba?
yes, kaya titignan mo dito sa ano mo in my case nung nag-survey kami noong 2022, The highest I got was 13 nung that was a month and a half before the elections. Hindi ano yon, hindi enough yon. So pag finactor in mo, bababa. Kaya nga si Risa, si Senator Risa noon, she was number 8 in our survey. We were all already expecting she will slide down to number 11 kasi nga because yung admin candidates magbabump during the last day. So kung hindi ka nakapagpundar ng buffer, kunyari ando doon ka, ano ka,
Cushion
mag-slide
talaga
ka.
yung cushion. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
kailangan number 8 ka kung opposition ka or independent ka in order for you to win. So, ganon. Ganon ang
So, in
phenomenon.
short, you're saying that if Bato or Jaime or some of these people aligned with Duterte, if they're not in the top 6, 7, 8, alanganin pa rin sila, right?
Alanganin sila.
Which is still the case, right? I think Bato is still not very safe, but Bongo is doing very, very well, right? I mean, ang
Yeah.
taas ng numbers ng Bongo, almost all surveys is at least number 2, number 3. Solid yung
Yes. Number 4 siya dito sa survey namin, no? But ang sinasabi ko nga dito, I've seen elections na yung number 1 natalo, naging ended up number 19. Yung number 2 ended up number 15 in the case ni Jack Enrile nung
Oh
2013.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Kaya
He was
kinakabahan si Ben Tulfo yata eh. Na,
oh, he was
he's not
number
sure, yeah.
2. Yeah. He was number 2 sa ano, si Jack Enrile was number 2 sa surveys during the start of the elections ng campaign period. Kaya itong si Bongo, pagka ano to, pagkaisahan talaga ng kasi hindi mo naman kailangan mag-fake news kay Bongo eh. Kasi involved na siya dito sa mga
News
mga
already.
iba't ibang cases ano. Yeah, ako lang dalawang final ko na plunder cases. Pagka na ano yan um, ano pa siya, may tulog pa siya diyan. Kasi ito no, ang ginawa ni Bongo nag-low-key siya, nagtrabaho siya ng ground social media, hindi napapansin ng ng mga ng ano
Below the
mainstream.
radar siya kasi si Bato
Oh,
is taking the punches, di ba? Basically, Bato,
oh.
Jaime, Robin Hood, sila yung nag-take the punches for the team, eh, di ba?
Yes. Kaya nga ito, that's why we published it, yung aming findings para dun sa mga kakampi nila na senador, it's time to really shake things up. Doon naman sa mga pag nakita nilang mataas, itong sila Bongo, sila Bato, kailangan ano nyo na yan, mag-pull down operations na kayo kasi hindi enough yung, kasi dalawa yan eh. Ipo-push up nyo yung kandidato nyo, pero may pull down operations din. No?
You
Ginagawa yan.
expose yung mga
No?
shortcomings sila, no?
Oo. Ginawa sa amin yan noong 2013 nung grupo nila B9, nila Enrile. So, pull down kanila para kung pupush up nila, doble yung effect nung gagawin nila. So, yan. Ako naman, napupursige ko dito, some candidates ng Marcos administration like si Benhur Abalos, he might likely make it. Kasi yung momentum, mataas yung steep yung trajectory niya plus yung nasa administrasyon pa. So, malaki
He has a
yung
chance,
chance.
yeah. Kasi
Yeah.
nahirapan siya sa mga surveys back in the day, di ba? Baka kasi
Yeah.
tinanggap niya yung ano, yung billboard niya na yung nakikita mo lang kalaban at kriminal, yung hindi yung kalaban ng kriminal. Di ba? Like, that was
Yeah.
a classic.
Oh,
Like,
but I think na-increase nun yung awareness kasi
at least,
napag-usapan.
yeah.
Oh,
I mean, kung kalaban ka,
whatever works.
kriminal ka ba, talaga awareness mataas.
Oh. Pero whoever are in charge dun sa kanyang campaign, ano yan, effective yung ginagawa nila. Pero itong si Tolentino,
Dating Ronald Llamas ni Digong, just to be clear, I mean,
oh,
people forget he was the political affairs secretary of Digong na medyo
yeah,
atrasabante nowadays sa ICC,
hmm,
sa impeachment. We can talk about that shortly. Yeah, he's still
yeah.
struggling, right? And mukhang
Doon sa amin, nalagpasan pa siya nito ni Colonel Busita, no? Of
na
One
mababa
Rider.
ng awareness. Na ang baba ng awareness. Who's he
No,
does.
oh, yes, mababa awareness pero na-overtaken pa siya. Kaya ito, this guy is in trouble kasi kumbaga sa karera, nakatapak na siya sa silinyador eh. Metal to metal na eh. Tapos na-decrease ka, medyo may ano yun. It's time to sound the alarm. Mm-mm.
Um, which brings me to the, to the a couple of important issues. Now, obviously, again, I think wag tayo magpanggap. I think uh, a lot of us raised some questions when, again, to be fair, that was just a quote from Philippine Star of Bam. I watched the full video. Mukhang position ni Bam was that, he's doing this dahil if he's gonna be a senator judge, he cannot prejudge it, etc. Of course, my point was like ilang bang hearings Quadcom kailangan natin to know, and you already have Robin Hood and the rest openly saying how they're gonna vote, right? So while I agree with him on a procedural level, my sense is hindi ba it makes better sense for the third, fourth candidates to actually be more clear on some of this issue. And let's be honest, baka may makuha pa silang independent and even solid North votes. Not to mention, if you look at the Octo survey, up to 40% ay non-aligned, independent, or switched off. I'm sure marami sa kanila hindi natuwa rin sa Piatos Mary Grace po, Grace po, Mary Grace
Grace
situation.
Piatas.
Sorry, baka nanonood sa atin. Ma'am po, hindi po ikaw. Mary Grace Piatos, okay. Dati ka sabi ko, Tito Boy Soto eh. So, I'm sure people will forgive me. Ako kasi, for me, electorally, mas may chance ka pa makuha ng independence na galit sa nangyayari sa Piatos na yan. At saka, I've heard so many solid North who are saying we're willing to vote for a Pinoy. Sorry, for an Aquino. Sorry. If that means bringing some sort of accountability or justice kasi galit na galit sila sa mga Dutertes. And if, based on your surveys, BAM's numbers in many regions has a lot of room for improvement, including in solid North regions, right? CAR regions, right? Region 1, Region 2, Region 3. So can we talk about it from an elect? Now I understand, of course, yung frustration mo. I know where you're coming from, Sonny, in terms of like, wag tayo pa-safe dito. But I'm just saying, from a practical electoral strategy standpoint, do you think it makes sense that dapat mas klaro sila sa issue ng Sara Duterte and not to say it's just a political issue? Kasi yung ibang candidate naman, they just don't talk about it as much. Also, in my opinion, as
Yeah.
they should.
Okay, ganito no. My beef with the statement ni Senator Bam was not yung explanation niya later on, yung later in the video, kung hindi yung first statement na ito issue lang naman ito ng mga politiko. Alam mo, if you take that statement out, okay naman yung statement niya eh. Safe, di ba? And ako, I will agree with that positioning sa kanilang dalawa, no? Kay Sen Kiko, kay ano. Kasi um, I seriously doubt kung iboboto sila nung mga
Solid South.
pro-admin.
Yeah, DDS, yeah.
No, I mean the pro-admin
Huh.
voters.
You think
Hindi sila,
they're not open? You
yeah.
think
Oh,
Ilocanos, so ignore nagalit sa mga Duterte, they're not willing to vote for, if they're not also clear on this issue? That's an interesting.
yeah, because I think ang problema kasi noon, merong slate yung Marcos administration eh.
Yeah, but you
Um,
have people there like Tolentino, like Cayetano, whatever, who's
hindi
standing
nila
up.
hindi naman manunuwans 'yun eh. If the president is pushing for them as the slate, sila yung maboboto. Ngayon, but I agree, if you want to have your message stand out, magsabi ka na ako, I will convict. Kasi nung 2007, when I ran for the Senate the first time, I was asked by the media do sa isang debate yung ganun specific question. Kasi nung time na yon ini-impeach si Gloria. So tinatanong nila, anong position mo sa impeachment? Ako sinabi ko, if I'm going to be elected as senator, I am going to convict Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Ganon ka straightforward yung sagot ko. Sabi ko, I have seen enough. Aside from that, meron kami yung mga issues na nilabas namin nung OCOD. Kaya sinabi ko, alam ko that she doesn't deserve to be president. Ganon ka straightforward. Ngayon, bahala na sila kung anong
Yeah, but
gagawin nila.
Arroyo was extremely unpopular, while Sara is
Yes.
not in the same boat, to say the
Oh,
least,
yun na
right?
nga. Kaya nga sinasabi ko, when I was asked that question, ganun, bahala na. I'm not going to, but I was being advised by political, mga think
Consultant.
tanks
Oh,
na tipo, oh, kaya
play safe ka na lang. Oh.
ano ka, you have to be vague, ito, ganito siya. Ngayon, ako naman, we're assuming na ganun yung position ni Bam. We should not be ready to assume na ganun unless actually sinabi niya. Di ba? Kasi ang assumption nung suggestion mo, Richard, is he is leaning conviction. But
Mm.
that is your assumption. So we cannot assume. Kasi yung
Ay, there we go, Sonny. Well, ako ang basa ko lang like siguro ang basa lang na iba dyan, you just focus on issues where you can build constructively positive messaging, and then once you hit the threshold, then you can go into the contentious issues. Siguro ganun ang basa na. What you're saying is that we're not even sure how people stand on this issue. I mean,
kasi may mga antecedents eh. Um, ito lang yung nakita. Kaya maraming hindi nakaintindi. Where am I coming from? Meron akong series of events prior to this statement. Kasi itong statement na to, talagang trivialize yung impeachment. Bakit ganon? Ano ba to? It's just a misuse of words? Hindi. 'Di ba? So, yon. I will leave it at that. No? I will leave it at that. Pero ang kuwang kasi dito is hindi dapat sinabi 'yon. Hindi dapat sinabi 'yon. Pero sabi ko, hindi naman ano yan, hindi naman deal breaker yan. Ang magiging deal breaker sa akin is privately, I'm going to ask, are you going to acquit or convict? Siyempre, I won't accept the BS line na, hindi, I need to study the ganito, ganito. Pwede mo yan sabihin public, pero wag naman sa akin directly. Okay? Privately, I need to know. Because you know your answer. Alam mo na, itong mga issues na nilalabas about the bank accounts, alam na nila to when we were still in the Senate. Okay? Yung mga confidential funds, hindi naman tayo nakatira sa kuweba, nakikita natin yan. So privately, if I get that answer na is going to convict, that's the only time I would be comfortable to say na ganun. But I'm not going to assume.
okay, I'll leave it between the two of you to resolve, and I'll have to ask Bam
Yeah.
separately in spirit of fairness, Sonny.
Yeah.
But of course, people are familiar with the interventions you made on the Sarah Lenny meeting last year. Uh, of course, there's the Rosa discussion, the whole Robredo Sara thing. That I understand, and so I think we don't need to relitigate that case. I think people know. Now, if you're Kiko, what will be your strategy? Because Kiko is so far the most competitive non-admin and non-DDS candidate, right?
Ang nakikita kasi natin, and one reason na kung bakit hindi ako tumakbo is because hindi ako makaka-squeeze in dun sa space, no? Kasi mag-aagawan dun sa airspace. And kung mucho-mucho ka, kung umaapaw yung pondo mo, pwede yon. You can fill the airwaves ng advertisements mo. 'Di ba? So that's the way you can squeeze in.
Tony, ano ang pangalan niya? Si Camille, sa daming advertisement, gumaling siya umarte, no? Like, gumagaya siya. Like, there, she
Yeah.
has so many commercials. She's already good in
Oo.
acting.
And
Grabe.
And yan, siyempre, you have candidates like, yan nga, si Congressman Camille, na si Sen Manny will not spare any expense para
Aimee spend a
ano
lot.
yan.
Aimee also spend a lot.
Oo.
Yeah.
So, yun yung ano ngayon, yun yung field. Ngayon kung si Senator Kiko ay hindi rin siya ganun ka ready financially to engage dun sa ganyang air battle, kailangan ilabas niya na yung mga alas niya. And specifically, si Miss Sharon Cuneta. Kasi talagang ano 'yon, talagang legend pa rin si Sharon and ano 'yon, talagang ma-offset nun yung limited airtime mo, ma-offset ng star power.
Saka yung
Ganyan.
nephew niya, di ba? Yung bata is doing well, right? Like, so, he has a couple of aces up his sleeve. So, what do you think about this issue of focus? Both Bam and Kiko seem to be very focused on the issue of, well, Bam basically said, focus tayo sa gut issues, ganun ganon. Kiko, obviously, because of his background as food czar during Pinoy's time, is really, messaging niya, consistency messaging. Ang akin lang naman, well, all of the candidates are promising mas maraming pagkain, mas maraming. So, how do you stand out? Because obviously, gut issues are going to be always the universal resonant issue. So how do you stand out, right? That's the challenge.
Okay, precisely. Alam nyo kasi, at again, based dun sa mga pinagdaanan, um, yung message kasi, okay, you have a message, you have the narrative. Marami yan, mga nag-a-advise, mga PR consultants. Pero ang issue dito is yung medium. Kailangan mong magkaroon ng means to get your message out there. And that would mean resources. Kasi kahit gaano kaganda yung narrative mo, if it stays dyan lang sa Facebook page mo or Twitter, wala yon. Kasi ang ang first step sa ganyang national campaigning is you need to get your name and position and face out in that order. Name, position, face. Yun ang first step. Kaya kita mo yung kay Benhur Abalos, kay Secretary Benhur Abalos. Sa kanya, billboard lang sa EDSA, Abalos, Senator,
Oh,
number one. That's
awareness.
it. Yun na yun. Yun muna. Kasi ma-outpace mo na kagad yung iba na may magandang message pero wala naman, di naman sila nakikita. So pagka hindi ka nakikita ng botante, it's as if you don't exist at all. So yun yun.
And you have
That's
66 candidates, right? I mean, like, yeah, maski.
yes, oo. So malalaman na kagad nila nung admin candidates yung hindi kilala na tumatakbo. And we experienced that noong 2022. Umiikot ako last few days na sa eto ground operations to. Sinasabi ng mga tao, ay, sir, tumatakbo pala kayo. Yun na. That's a few days before the elections. Ibig sabihin nun,
Grabe,
ah,
wow.
kasi wala kaming pang-advertisement eh. At 1 million per minute, you can't possibly compete eh. Uh,
Um,
yun.
What is the Sara impeachment aspect here? Na baka tumaas din ang suporta kasi may sense of urgency na we have to have as many of our own in the next Congress para siguraduhin na bago natin pag-usapan si Jesus Cotero, right? Before talking about this, I just want to say in terms of rallying cry, hindi kayo effective na nung na-impeach na si Sara, especially with such an overwhelming number. I mean, more than 70% of Congress, highest ratio, 'di ba, for any impeachment baka nagkaroon sila ng panic mode and sense of urgency. And that's something we want to talk about. The sense of urgency is important, right? Because it allows you to mobilize your base, rallying around the flag. So tingin mo, the impeachment may have played also a role in helping the pro-DDS candidate?
Not really. Kasi ganito, tinitingnan namin ilang service. We've been tracking this service every 3 months. Bumaba yung numero ni Sarah, sunod-sunod from Quadcom, yung first meltdown, then second meltdown, pababa talaga. Then, ano ginawa niya? Meron ba siyang ginawang anything na positive? Wala. Nagsayaw-sayaw lang sa TikTok. O dahil doon, kumaga, ano, yun
Na-defend.
yung nakikita. Oo. Kasi hindi yung meltdown niya, as bad as it was na sa mainstream na kwan siya, hindi niya napasok yung sulok-sulok ng Pilipinas. Kasi sa sa kumbaga news cycle, kailangan saturation 'yon. Hindi lang one big thing, ina-assume natin buong Pilipinas na panood 'yon, hindi. Kailangan yun talagang may follow through, sunod-sunod. Bago lang talagang totally kakalat yun. Hindi na-reach yung point na yun. Tapos, ano pa, na-counter pa. Naka-counter, grabe yung kanilang counter propaganda. Then may mga
Na
deflection
10
sila,
years na nila
diversion.
na-develop, right? I mean, since
Yan.
2015 pa yung machine na yan, yeah.
Oo, oo. So yung fake news factory nila talagang continuous ang pag-churn out ng fake news. So dumating yung point na yung mga Quad Committee chairman, sila na yung nagde-deflect instead na na propagate yung kanilang mensahe. They were defending themselves kasi binabanatan sila
On the defensive na sila, oh.
social media. Oh, sa
Yung
social media
iba nga,
space.
abante nga yung pangalan, umatras pa rin. But, Sen-
Ayun. Ah,
Senator, what about the GA issue? Because I think this is where things got a bit weird. I was there dun sa event nyo sa Magdala sa umaga, yung January 31. Clara yung message, impeach, impeach, impeach. Sana naka-peach pa si, ano, di ba, si Percy. So very clear. Dun sa liwasan ng Bonifacio, yung mga kalaban nyo from an ideological standpoint, pusit-pusit, di ba? Pero nung isa,
ah,
pinunta ako sa EDSA Shrine, wait, bakit ba't andun si Martin Romualdez? Worst budget ever, kasalanan ng moto BBM. So parang I felt that, okay, I'm all for scrutiny of GA or any, but I just felt na, let's not make it too easy for our friends, di ba, on the other side. At mukhang yung machine na sinasabi mo, sinakyan yan like hell. I mean, every time I would
yeah.
post something about Sara and Piatos, Grace, immediately I would see all those bots and all of those trolls. Immediately yung messaging, sinabi nga ni ganito, worst budget ever eh. So
Hmm.
like it puts me immediately on
Yun.
the spot. So alam nga,
Na,
atake ko yung kaibigan natin, di ba, na I know naman good yung intentions.
nako-quote pa sila. Kasi ganito, sinasabi ko nga, there is no such thing as a corrupt budget. There is no such thing. If anybody would insist otherwise, talagang kumbaga walang basis. Bakit? Kasi yung budget, parang ganito. O, sa bahay, nagsabi ka, o ito yung budget natin. 5,000 sa kuryente, ito sa tubig, ganun na, tuition, etc. Paano mo makukumpitan yung budget? Budget pa lang siya. Doon siya sa implementation pag ginastos mo na. 'Di ba? Yun ang corruption. So yung budget per se, it just shows yung priorities or lack thereof ng isang administrasyon. Yung sinaside kasi ni Senator Frank na unprogrammed, yung unprogrammed, that doesn't give you a license to pocket the money there. Kung hindi yung unprogrammed, yan lang yung hindi priority
Kasi
ng
hanapin mo ng
fund.
specific items for that. Yeah. Even
Oo. No,
explain ni Admiral Trinidad sa akin na yung hindi nakaltasan yung 14 billion daw from 15 billion on program yan kasi they're still waiting for the
the funds.
specification na saan nila gagastusin also, yung mga ganon. So,
Hindi,
kumbaga,
I mean, hindi kasi may deficit tayo, Richard. Eh. Ibig sabihin nito, ito yung priority. Ito yung yung
pera
program,
na
ito
tayo
yung
for this.
priority na may pera na tayo for that.
Right.
Ngayon, kung mga loan sila doon sa unprogram. Ngayon yung unprogram, pagka binabayad yun, whether it's AKAP or infrastructure project, kung ginawa yung project, di walang corruption. Kung binulsa yun, di doon pa lang yung corruption, not doon sa budget per se. Kaya I'm ano I kept on asking doon sa mga nag-advocate nitong budget issue. Okay, you tell me how much was stolen. Kasi sabi mo most corrupt eh. Therefore, something was stolen. How much was it? Walang masabi. Kasi kung meron ka masasabi, then ifa-file mo na dapat yon, whether it's a graft case or a corruption case or an impeachment case. Eh kaso sila na mismo nagsabing hindi pa naman umabot sa presidente. Therefore, hindi presidente. So ngayon, paano to? It is procedural. Their issue was procedural nga sa Senate and House. And ano yon, matatalo sila doon because it's a domain of the legislators. They can suspend the rules, they can create another rule, basta at the end of the day, they will ratify it. Pag sinabi lang approve ito, approve yan. Yung BICAM report, alam nyo bang nobody sees that actually. Yun lang yung ano nila, reference nila. Because all of these things are done orally sa floor. Bine-verbalize nung BICAM chairman na ito yung I'm going to report to the body the results of the BICAM committee report. Yan ito. Then it's either you approve it or not. If you if you have doubts about it, magre-raise ka ng question that you will request for a clean copy of the GAB first of the post BICAM na GAB. O titignan mo ngayon. Doon mo ngayon makikita. And I am 100% sure there are no blank spaces there kasi yun na nga yung clean copy. Pagka hindi mo ni-request yun
Mm.
at uh, nag-approve ka or hindi ka nag-question, ibig sabihin nun, binigay mo yung consent mo doon na na-approve na, then yun na ngayon yung i-enroll na bill.
I
That's
mean,
it. Ganun.
I was told na actually in-email yan in interest of transparency, and itong mga DDS ginamit to na
Gusto
weaponize.
nila.
Yeah, like parang FYI, ito yung parang running discussion, ito yung
Yeah.
mga tinitignan namin. Parang nagbobuo ka ng painting, sinend mo yung draft for suggestions. Kinuha yung draft na yan and then ginawa ito yung final painting. Tingnan mo, napakapangit, diba? So
Oh.
so apparently what happened was that a transparency initiative was weaponized or just completely misconstrued by some folks. I mean, okay, I see the argument, to be fair, and hmm.
Yes, pero Richard, isa-cite ko lang example. Kunyari may isang senador na nag-file ng resolution giving an award or a recognition sa isang athlete. Kunyari yung pagkagawa, hindi siya maayos, no? Kumbaga, hindi maayos. Ang sasabihin lang nun, okay, subject to style, this this resolution is hereby approved. The subject to style, na-approve nyo na, then aayusin yan ng secretariat, grammar and everything. Pero yun yung understanding nyo na the essence of the resolution would be the one that would be kumbaga brought out dun sa and given dun sa recipient. Ganun yun. And that's by tradition. Kaya sabi ko,
Hmm.
ano yung issue dito? Alam mo, mga outsider yung nag-ano eh. Naintindihan natin si Justice Carpio, ano siya? Jurist siya, respected lawyer and Supreme Court Justice. Pero yung domain ng Senate, I'm sorry, pero wala
You're
siyang
talking
alam
about
dyan.
the kind of a procedural. Ako naman, just to be fair
Oo.
about this, let's wait for the Supreme Court to come down on this and let's we can work it from there. But yun nga for me naman, it's more from strategic communications and weaponization. Kasi yun nga, ano yung
Yeah,
sinabi
yeah.
ni Zelensky kay Trump na nagalit si Trump? Sabi, parang you're saturated by Russian disinformation.
Ah,
Parang hindi niya sinabi na tanga si Trump, pero parang you're just in the wrong environment. Kaya ingat ka lang, di ba? So, medyo ganun din
mm,
tayo, medyo Zelensky tayo. Parang maganda yung intention nyo. I know where you're coming from, pero let's not forget ito yung ecosystem, di ba? Na they're looking for anything to weaponize. Last part of our discussion, Senator. Um, so moving forward, what should be the game plan? Kasi obviously 2025 napakasikip ito and it's hard to see how more than one or two. Sabi nga ni Ronald, baka mag-cannibalize pa nga yung iba kasi obviously it's gonna happen on every slate almost. But how should you play 2025 so that you're strong for 2028? Mahalaga ba na at least one gets through from quote unquote pink? Do we need a pink 2.0 kind of a movement that is much more inclusive, much less elitist, much more, you know what I'm saying, re-energized? Kasi for me, mahirap talaga 2025, but 2028 looks to me much more open. I mean, who knows? Sara may get impeached. Rafi may not run, right? Martin may force the case, which makes it more competitive and open, right? So I'm
yeah.
seeing 2020 as very encouraging. So yung game plan mo ngayon, dapat meron ka rin eye on 2028, right?
So, your question is kung yung mga pink candidates, do they need to win?
At least one to have a kind of an momentum for 2028, or as long as they just are competitive enough, top 16, top 14, that may be good enough to build up for 2028.
Okay, at this point in time, um, Okay, in the case of Sen Kiko, pwede niyang i-optimize yung kanyang star power ng pamilya niya. And meron siyang at least dun sa just to get a foot on the door para lang malabas niya yung kanyang mga advocacies kasi by his own right si Sen Kiko accomplished naman siya as a senator, but masyadong ang ano yung space masyadong magulo kanya-kanyang iba nagsasayaw lang o ano, but you need to get through, and yung that's the star power that can deliver it for you. Kasi kung hindi mo kayang makipagsabayan dun sa frequency ng advertisements, then
Yung air war,
ma-upset yung
no?
oh, okay. Ngayon kay both Sen Kiko and Sen Bam,
The Lenny magic factor. I mean, Lenny
if
said nababawi
yeah,
siya.
yes, if si VP Lenny would go out of her way, magkakampanya sa kanila like anything, mananalo sila.
Yeah, malaki.
But
Yeah.
But if she will just stay sa Naga, kahit wala siyang kalaban doon, I doubt it. So yun yung
So you do
prescription.
believe in Lenny magic that there could be a Lenny bump, right? That if she
Yes.
mobilizes yung residual and all of that, because she's really a force to reckon with. So where does that leave Riza then?
Hindi. Ito yan.
Mm,
Yung kay Lenin kasi, dahil dati siyang kandidato for president,
right.
na hindi niya na harness yung base na yon. Ngayon kung ilan na lang yun ngayon, malaki pa rin yon. She can throw that number, yung residual forces na yon, doon sa mga persa nila Senbam, nila Kiko. But she needs to go around the country. Talagang bubunot siya diyan. Tutulungan niya talaga puso-puso.
But doesn't
That's
that
the only way
overshadow
for.
Risa? But won't that overshadow Risa? Is there a way to? Because Risa is supposed to be the de facto leader of opposition, right? Baka naman Lenny's just trying to make sure she doesn't look like she's throwing her weight around or something like that. I mean, how do you
Hindi,
harmonize that?
hindi kasi. Okay, ang question mo kasi Richard, how do they
Get
win
the
eh?
bump. Yeah.
Ito yung prescription.
Okay.
I think si Sen Risa naman kasi, she will not get in the way if that's the formula. She will not get in the way. Pero ito si VP Lenny, does she really want her candidates to win? Kasi siya yung she took it upon herself do sa kick-off ceremony na these are the pink candidates, di ba? Ano ba yon? Is it a fire and forget thing or one-off thing? Eh, hindi mangyayari yon. It's not
Kailangan
going to happen.
sunod na. I mean, I
Talagang
would
mga
say,
kampanya siya.
but I would say it's funny na,
Bawat.
why should it be residual if pwede mo, I mean, there could be a chance to regain some of the pinks na nawala. Kasi ang dami nang yung cynical, di ba? I mean, first, if you look at the Okta survey, 20% wala nang pake, di ba? And then,
Hindi,
like,
kaya nga.
another 20%
Kaya,
completely dependent, 7% lang yung liberal opposition. So, ibig sabihin, ang dami pang pwede mong magbalik loob, if I can put it that way.
hindi, I totally agree. Pero the only way na makukuha mo sila ulit is kung si VP Lenny mismo ang mag-iikot. Hindi pwedeng magki-kick off lang kayo sa Cavite, then goodbye, I'm going to Bicol. Remember, walang kalaban si VP Lenny doon. She would have the time, the energy, and the resources to help itong mga kandidato niya. If she wants to. If she wants to. Yan yon. Ngayon, if hindi niya gagawin yon at hindi mananalo ang mga pink candidates, then that's it. Di ba?
So it will be
Um,
hard for 2028 in terms of momentum building.
yes. Tapos kasi siya, kung iikot siya ngayon, kumbaga ma-flex niya ulit, ma-exercise niya ulit yung mga makinarya niya in preparation for 2028. Di ba? Pero it's going to really be an effort. Talagang bubuho siya rito.
Heavy
Didiinan niya yung
lifting.
kandidato. Oo.
Heavy
Pero
lifting.
kung ganun-ganun lang, one of, wala. Si Senator Risa, ako, I would advise her, just lang, sige lang, build your own base, and I think that's what she's doing. Focus on the policy issues, which is doing. On guard siya, ang dami niyan accomplishments. Then, if nothing happens sa mga pink candidates sa 2025, eh, magpatawag na ng ano. Kasi ibig sabihin nun, mag magre-reboot, hindi na yung pink. Kasi ibig sabihin nun, wala na ng leadership eh. Paano pa?
Hmm.
Ah,
Last part, let's talk about your race, Sonny. I saw a couple of memes putting you, juxtaposing you with your, with all due respect to your counterpart, and people were saying, kailangan ba ba i-memorize yan? Like in terms of, I don't want to be mean, but like yung accomplishment mo, your educational attainments, things you have done for your country, and then yung kabila, I don't want to even talk about the other things, like just basic. Paano mo na nasisikmura yan, Sunny? I know it sounds ridiculous because of course you're doing this for public service, but let's be honest, maraming tao dyan is parang bakit ko ba it's like you're a Formula 1 tapos pinipilit mo sa Formula 3 yung sarili mo, di ba? Like again, I know it sounds
yeah.
wrong because I know pero at the same time, I think many people would think, bakit actually I'll be honest, because you're a friend, Sunny, like that, bakit kasi sa akin tumatakbo ba sa Caloocan? Sabi ko, ay, ayan na, magkukuyan pag hindi yan nanalo. I mean, I would jokingly say just to end the conversation. I
Yeah.
know you discussed this before. Of course, you feel this is your hometown. You want to save it. I get it. But it's like you're overqualified, some would say. I know it's hard, it's pangit to say it, and no one is really overqualified in terms of public service, but your competition is not even a tenth of you in terms of actual achievements, aside from just being an act of someone. Again, I don't want to be mean, Sonny, but I think I have to be honest about this.
Um, well, ang, unfortunately, yung mga botante sa Caloocan would first need to know about these things, no? I would need kasi yung local is very personal. Sa national, yung national issues, ano yun? Kon sila. Kumbaga, they can defer to you. Pero yung sa local, they would need to know you before they can trust you. Then they need to trust you before they can vote for you. So ganun yung proseso. It's not a given. Hindi pwedeng, oh, dati kang senador, automatic. Hindi. Kailangan makita ka nila, marinig ka nila, at pag narinig ka nila, more or less, mararamdaman ka nila kung totoong tao ka. Ganon. Tapos, and it's not enough. Kung gusto pa namin, okay, what do you plan for us? So, kailangan malalatag mo yun sa kanila. Kailangan alam mo yung issues nila. Hindi pwedeng you will just issue motherhood statements, yung mga dekahon. Hindi. Kailangan every barangay has a unique problem and you need to have a deeper understanding about these things. Kaya prepared ka. Kumbaga, it's not as elementary as everybody would assume.
So you're saying,
Mas ano,
Sonny, basically you're saying, Sonny, you're learning from this, that actually this is a completely different ball game. It's not F1 going for F3. This is like Grand Prix. It's a completely
yeah,
different. Sorry for yung lalaki tayo. We use it. But
yeah, yeah.
so I see where you're coming. You're saying,
Um,
actually, na-enjoy ko to kasi and kailangan ko mag-level up. This is a completely different ball game. That's what you're saying.
yes. And dito mo ngayon maintindihan kung bakit nagko-connect si Digong sa publiko. Kasi yung local elections would train them for that. Kaya yun yung yun yung nakikita natin na Kasi lalo na hindi naman lahat ng local candidates ganito kasi yung iba they just distribute money or whatever. Hindi rin sila ganun ka-personal. Itong sa amin kasi since we don't have as much resources as the other camp, kaya babawiin namin sa talagang sipag. So mano-mano talaga. And doon mo makikita yon, doon mo ma-harness din yung skill na yon, and talaga nakikita mo rin na embrace mo na yung mga local issues, and iba siya, no? Hindi talaga din nakikita ng mga senador yan, even the president, unless they went through these phases. Mm.
So no matter what happens, it's gonna make you a better public servant, basically. Yun yung sinasabi mo, Sonny. Last point, let's talk about BBM a little bit because we have a president after all, right? Let's talk about like, wait lang. in fairness to the guy, I mean, the joke was, baka nakinig siya sa vlogs namin ni Ronald, yung lahat ng mga inattack niya, Farmali, like lahat ng kababalaghan. These are things we have been criticizing na walang moral ascendance yung mga Duterte to talk about good governance or blank item or blind item or all of that. Do you think, so kanina, you were putting VP Lenny on the spot. Ano ba? One-off ba yan? Well, I'll throw that back at you. I'm not saying you're pro-admin, but I'm just saying, okay, then let's put also BBM on the spot. Baka one-off din yan, or do you think this is a beginning that BBM is finally stepping up? Because the First Lady, I think she has stepped up a long time ago. Last February, March pa lang, sinabi niya, batshot na ako kay Sara. So that got things into motion, right? But now it's iba pa rin if it's the bully pulpit of the president. And that was a very, very intense and this very, that was a good speech, I would say, and very well delivered.
Yeah, and ginagawa niya every sortie. So I don't think it's a one-off thing. And besides, alam niya yung ugali ni Sarah. Nag-cross na line. O ano na yan? Kumbaga, talagang bad shot ka na. Sabi nga niya. And
Burn,
ito yan.
burn, brief, na.
Oo. Very telling yung pagpirma ni Congressman Sandro Marcos as the number one. That's a message. That act itself is the message. Pangalawa is itong nagsalita siya nung ininterview siya na sinabi niya na gusto mong ipahukay yung lolo ko, ititatapon sa tapos gusto mong ipapatay yung presidente, yung parents niya. Tapos, you didn't expect me to sign it. Of course, I should be the number one. That's very telling. Yun yung saloobin. Iba kasi nakita mo sila the past several months, nagtitimpi sila. May message discipline eh. Don't go there yet. Don't go there. Pero nagbo-boil yun. Itong mga lumabas, nakita mo yun eh. Oh. That's the sentimento. Kaya nga sinasabi ko, yung mga statements, may pinanggagalingan yun. May pinaguhugutan. Kaya, um,
It's a beginning
yun.
of a new chapter, basically, you're saying. Hindi ito yung tit for tat lang. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wala na yun. Kumbaga,
Existential na to
ito,
eh. Existential.
existential for both of them. For both of them. Kaya, no one will hold back as both of them realize now.
But
Yan.
perhaps one person I didn't discuss or I want to discuss who may be holding back is Jesus Cordero. Like, I don't want to do the microblading. I've overdone it. Dami ng galit sa, Richard, wag mo nang bully si Cheese kasi ikaw natural ang kapal ng eyebrows mo. Eh. Sabi ko, okay, okay, okay. Di ko na sasabihin Mr. Microblade. But ano ba nangyari kay Cheese na yan? Is it the Malasado thing? Is it he just doesn't have the numbers in the Senate and is playing safe? Is kasi forthwith I think we're pretty clear, hindi mo na kailangan i-thesaurus pa yan or pa sa Supreme Court yan. There has to be an action, at least the preliminary steps should be made even if the next Congress is to operationalize it, right? So, anong basa mo from the cheese event, priorities? Sabi ko nga iba, after SONA pa daw. I mean, like, my goodness, why wait so long? That's crazy.
Ganito yan. Doon sa statement niya, mababasa mo yung mga nangyari. Then, based on the, kumbaga, inside stories there in the Senate, I think the dilemma of Senate President Cheese is yung paano i-manage yung mga different blocks. Kasi remember, very, yung position niya sa Senate.
Fragile, fragile, yeah.
Very fragile. Kasi pag isang bloke lang lumipat, kick out na siya. So, if he wants to reach yung June 2, then just stay in the middle. And I think that's what he's doing. Naiintindihan ko siya, iniintindi ko siya. But then there's this constitutional duty, yung forthwith, yan yon. Another dilemma dyan, or another what's this situation dyan sa
Consideration or
Senate.
reservation, yeah.
Hindi, at this time, karamihan ng mga senador out of the country yan. Nagjo-join ng mga conferences, IPU, iba nagbabakasyon. Yan yun. Kumbaga, matagal na na-book yung mga Airbnb dyan o hotel o kung ano man. And yung IPU nangyayari yan at this time. So, International Parliamentary union.
Yun, yeah,
So
yeah.
so lumalabas ka na doon, may mga speaking engagements ka na doon. So ang hirap mo silang i-gather at this time. Kaya ano yon? You have to
Can
manage
this be
those
forced?
things
I
eh.
mean, can the
Ha?
other branches come in? Can the Supreme Court compel them? Can the president and the Congress do something about this? Ano yung mga mechanisms to push Senate to do its job?
Public pressure. Public pressure yan. Kaya ang sinasabi ko dito, um, yung dilemma iniintindi ko siya, I'm trying to figure out, but for sure, hindi niya to ginagawa dahil nagtitrip siya.
Yeah,
I
of
am
course.
sure.
I understand.
To his credit, ginagawa niya yan dahil ini-interpret niya yung forthwith na may flexibility. Hindi. Because he is forced to by circumstances. So, mga nasa bakasyon yung mga senador, kailangan mo i-manage yung mga yan. Hindi mo yan papatawag na tipong punta kayo dito lahat. Pagka ginawa mo yan sa mga
You cannot
senador,
do that in
tanggal
the
ka
Senate.
yan.
Yeah, yeah.
Tanggal ka kaagad. So, yun. Um, it's unfortunate na itong impeachment trial nakabinbin. But I am confident ano yan, gugulong at gugulong yan. Whether mag-start sila ng June 2, mag-start yung trial ng July after SONA, for as long as ang dulo is conviction, I can live with that.
Do you think a Tito
For as
Soto
long as
would
ang
be?
dulo.
Do you think Tito Soto would be a better Senate president to oversee, considering things he did back in the day when basically your Senate was under siege and he had to hold the line for the? I mean, given the respect he enjoys among colleagues and peers.
Ako kung ability wise si Senator Soto ano yan yung tinatawag natin na parliamentarian. I think he's one of the best parliamentarians there kasi may institutional memory siya since 1992. Nag-majority leader yan, nag-Senate President, and nag-aaral yan ng rules, and he takes care of the tradition of the Senate. So kaya nga one of the best parliamentarians yan. Underrated lang kasi of the school
The
bukol things.
Itbulaga branding and
Oh,
all, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Bulaga. But I've seen him up close, and his heart is in the right place pagka crunch time. Okay? Ano yan? I worked with him, so komportable ko doon. Si Senator Cheese naman, magaling yan. Magaling rin yan. If he wants to. Alam mo, kung mag-display yan, kung maging presiding officer sa impeachment trial, may impress lahat ng mga
Yeah.
tao eh. Kaya nga, I can imagine, grabing sama rin ang loob niya that he can display that.
Hindi niya ma-sports mode. He has to
O hindi
back.
niya ma-display yan because of yung by force of circumstances. Kaya yun.
Ikit ang
Uh,
kamay niya. Basically, you're saying he has one hand.
ipit.
Yeah,
Ipit ang kamay. Oo.
yeah.
Kaya ganun lang ako, binabasa ko lang ito. No? Of course, at the end of the day, hindi pa rin na tinutuloy. Kaya marami pa rin nagagalit. And that's valid. That's very much valid. Kaya yun ang kundi ni Cheese. Yan din ang dilema niya. Mm-mm.
On that very understanding, mabait mode, parang na-disappoint ako. Sonny, I was thinking we will end on this like dami natin a while, but it's good to hear na actually very understanding, mabait. And I'll be honest, you're not the only one, Senator, who told me na actually Tito Soto is a man of the institution. Again, because of the Itbulaga, there are other things I want to talk about. We can talk about. Let's not go there. Iba yung reputation niya. But in fairness, you're not the only one. I've talked to a couple of other senators na I trust and I said, hindi, gusto namin si Tito Soto, we respect him. So ito yung time na si Cynthia nagpo-position, di ba? After nag-number one siya nung 2019 race. So, thank you so much, Senator Trillanes, for that very compassionate, very understanding.
Sabi mo mag-behave eh. Sabi
Hindi.
mo, good vibes tayo eh.
Wala
Hindi,
ko
hindi.
sinabi na. Wala ko
Hindi,
sinabi na
oh.
tayo. Constructive messaging.
Sakit. Hindi, pero talagang I've seen this senator's work. Si Senator Soto, level-headed yan. And he's always rooted dun sa rules of parliament, yan, Senate rules. Kumbaga, nag-aaral siya in that
Yes.
regard. Kumbaga,
Yeah,
okay na, presiding officer.
On that note,
Yun.
thank you very much, Senator
Thank
Trillanes, for
you.
giving your time and good luck to your campaign. Again, sorry kung mean ako dun sa kalaban mo. I just, but you tama ka. This is a completely different ball game, and I'm sure we can have a different conversation, hopefully in person soon, dyan sa Caloocan mismo, in terms of what are the lessons you're learning. Kasi talagang mahirap maging mayor eh. We had Alan Herman on this show and my other show na who said something like, ngayon, people are dividing. Pag yung national, pang distraction yan. Yung local, doon sila sumisingil. Ayusin mo yan. You have to provide this and that. So, the requirements of the job are very different. So, I regret using that F1 for F3. This is a completely different race. So, thank you,
Yeah.
Senator Trillanes, for that very instructive intervention. And very humble note. Ang bait natin ngayon, Senator Chance. Maybe next time na lang tayo ulit nagmakawait tayo. Mabuhay po kayo. God bless and talk to you soon po.